want this.
You want Philly?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's easy to sum it up. We're talking about practice.
Because it's about as casual as it gets. What's the problem now?
That's a clown question, bro.
I think we ought to send a beat in at least.
World champions!
Start playing with some jam in here. Let's go.
Philadelphia, looking as only you can look. Woo!
Here we go.
And good evening, everybody, to the second show of the season for the Philly podcast, brought to you by the monkeysuncle.net, Back to 99 Productions, and who else? I forget now. I forget, Chris. But
That's it.
Anyway, oh, and us. I'm sorry, our network, the CEV Sports Podcast Network. Tonight, we're going to be talking some Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles, sprinkle in some rest of the NFC East. We have with us tonight a very special guest. He's been on our show before from the 95 South podcast on the Village Global Network. We got King Jacob. Jacob, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. Woo! I'm good, man.
Little Ric Flair action there.
I love Ric Flair, man. I love Ric Flair since I was a kid. I love Ric Flair, man.
Yeah, you must be feeling pretty good right about now since the news broke today about the Cowboys signing CeeDee Lamb to that extension.
Yeah, man. You know, I told somebody when it was going on, I said, Jerry just being Jerry, man. Jerry want every piece of media, every blog, every person with his name in their mouth. You know, he's just old and ornery. That's all.
That is true. He is definitely old and ornery. That is right. So it's been a pretty fun off season for you guys. I think.
So before we get into that, I just want to ask you two guys, because there's not too many people who have baseball podcasts and really, you know, watch the game of baseball and know the play-by-play action. So we see Barry Bonds got his gold jacket. And I've had this conversation with somebody today on Twitter. I said, man, don't you think it's been long enough? Can I see one of my childhood superstars and a lot of other people's childhood superstars? Because for me, I was a Reggie Jackson, Ricky Henderson, Pete Rose, and Ozzie Smith type guy. You know what I mean? And so I just think that they need to allow Pete Rose to get into the Hall of Fame. He did so much for baseball. I mean, you know, he was always, you know, great with the kids and stuff. You know, he had a little trouble, but man, it's been so long. Why Pete Rose can't get a gold jacket?
He had a little trouble. He raped somebody.
Allegedly.
Listen. Pete Rose will get in the Hall of Fame when he dies. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I agree with that by Chris, because he was on his way there, and he seemingly almost talked himself out of it, and then that report came out about what that underage girl or something like that.
Yeah.
Like 40 years ago.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, but when it involves rape and a kid, that time doesn't go away with that.
Oh yeah,
so you're right though. He'll get in when he's dead. That's when he'll get in.
But this is what I say. Was that allegedly, or did he get found guilty for it?
It's statute of limitations. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
He's guilty because he's Pete Rose. Did he probably do it? Pete Rose is a scumbag, so he probably did it. It's hard to prove. It's hard to prove rape after 40 years.
I
wish there was no statute of limitations on like certain
You know,
crimes.
yeah. I know they said that allegedly he did it, but I didn't know if they found him guilty or what. But if he did, he need to be lined up and hit with 35 Louisville Sluggers in the back for sure. You know what I mean? So but back to this football news, man. I just really think that let me say something about the Eagles. The Eagles probably have one of the best GMs I've seen in the last 20 years. I don't know if Eagles got some old school Philly cheesesteak money or some hoagie sandwich money, but they find a way to sign players to all their franchises, not just the Eagles, to all of them. Like it's football season, but for them to just be like, okay, Clippers don't want Paul George, we gonna pay him, and they did it with no sweat across their foreheads, just like with.
Hold on. I'm going to stop you right there. We had 5 years of Tobias Harris. We deserve Paul George.
Well, now I will say, y'all should have sent Tobias Harris and kept Jimmy Butler.
Listen, I'm not. Listen, I'm gonna squash this right now because at the time, it wasn't Tobias Harris. It was what's his name? It was Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons was coming off an All-NBA team, All-NBA defense, All-Star, first team defense. I mean, like you said, it's easy to say now, hey, listen, that's who we should have kept. Nobody was saying keep Jimmy Butler over Ben Simmons. Like no one was saying. If it was anybody, it was Eric because Eric hated Ben Simmons. But there was never any. It wasn't Jimmy. It wasn't Tobias Harris. It was Jimmy Butler. And they gave the money to Tobias because Jimmy Butler was a sign and trade. That's what it was.
Okay.
At the end of the day, Jimmy Butler didn't like Ben Simmons, and he didn't like who's the coach with the stupid accent?
Brett Brown.
Brett Brown. He didn't like him, and it's just the way baseball or basketball is. He didn't like him, and listen, I'm a Jimmy Butler guy. Like, he's all heart, he's all this, he's all that. Jimmy Butler hasn't won anything. Like, if we're being realistic,
I mean, if we being realistic, man, for some reason Pat won't put no great players around him, bro. Like, for him to take that team to the championship, that was really all Jimmy Butler.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Yeah. But
listen, Jimmy Butler is a great player. I loved the trade. I would have kept it too. But listen, Ben Simmons was 23 at the time. They're not getting rid of Ben Simmons for a 29-year-old Jimmy Butler. It's just the way of the business.
Yeah, they're always gonna keep the youth for sure. They're always gonna keep the youth. So
listen, I would have loved, and so would Eric, just out of pure spite, if the Sixers if Ben Simmons would have resigned with the Sixers on like an NBA veterans deal this year. Eric texted me. He's like, "How great would it be? Do it. Absolutely do it. Troll this city so bad that you re-sign Ben Simmons to like a $900,000 contract. It would be the greatest troll job in the history of the world, unless Howie Roseman tops it and trades a 5th-round pick for Hassan Reddick."
You know what, man? You just gave me Jerry Jones vibes. No lie. Talk about 4th and 5th round picks. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So obviously the big news is Dallas re-signed CeeDee Lamb. I mean, anybody he wasn't going to hold out anymore. Jerry was getting his money. It's just It's again, and we're gonna do this next year with Micah Parsons. We already know it's coming. Now, here's the decision. You know, does Dak get a new contract?
No, Dak leaves. Dak leaves.
Do you hold on? Do you franchise tag? What's his name? Do you franchise tag? Micah. This is how I see. This is how I picture Dak, Micah, and CeeDee Lamb right now. This is how I picture it.
Officially turned around, guys. We are back, baby. We are fucking.
That's how I picture them too. Them three. We are back. Now, you know, I don't. Like I said, listen. I don't like the Dallas Cowboys. I don't like. You know, and I don't hate the Dallas Cowboys. Let's be realistic. Obviously, I don't like them because they're division rival. But you know why everyone hates? And it's the same thing with the Eagles. Do you know why everyone hates the Eagles?
The fans.
And but the problem is it's so much worse with the Cowboys because they're such a global empire, and they think they're this and they think they're that, and you're really not. Your owner is all about the star. He is not about winning anymore. He's not. They're worth $1.5 billion. They're going to be worth $2 billion in 2 years. And the big question is are we going to re-sign Micah Parsons to a contract and make him the highest player in the NFL?
Did you say $2 billion?
It's going to be. They're not worth $1 billion. They're worth I think they're worth $1.5 billion.
No, bro, they're worth $9 billion as of today. Look it up.
I don't even know. I totally stay away from that because I could care less about how much a franchise is worth. That doesn't mean anything to me.
I know it don't. So I'm gonna say this, man. Do I think Dak is happy in Dallas? I don't. Do I think Dak is tired of all the scrutiny? I do. Do I think Dak's family wants him to get away from Dallas? Yes, his brother has spoke about it numerous occasions. Do I think Dak is the type of humble person that just deal with it? Yeah, but I can tell this after last year we lost in the playoffs. It was a bit much for him, man. You know, because when the bloggers and the sports influencers trying to interview him, man, he had really less words than I've ever seen him have.
I'm stupid. They are worth $10 billion. Jesus Christ. How'd I get those numbers construed? But yeah, like you're worth all this money. Like, what are you doing?
Man, listen, man. I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. You can't be the owner and the GM, bro. And bro, Jerry, you are old. You need to be home watching 60 Minutes and drinking a Pepsi. And you need to let somebody else to be the GM to gloat and say that you're the best effing GM in the world, and for you to tell a sports anchor that, and you just cheesing with your false teeth in your mouth, Jerry, man, please sit down somewhere, man. Jerry is our problem.
Well, I think a lot of people have been saying that for a while now. I mean,
yeah.
They gave Dak a nice contract his last go around, and they haven't, for whatever reason, they just haven't won. They just haven't won, gotten to the Super Bowl. They haven't.
Man, I know for whatever reason, man. It's coming up on 30 years for whatever reasons. That's an S on it.
Yeah, but you guys know what I'm talking about. For whatever it is, they haven't won, and I'm wondering, because like you said just a few minutes ago, that you think Dak is gone, which tells me do you think he even engages in contract talks with them? Because he himself has even said, it's like, he's playing football. I don't know exactly word for word what he said, but he insinuated, that if it's either there in Dallas or somewhere else, he's playing football. And
yeah, he said that. Yeah, he said that.
He did, yeah. I didn't know. I wasn't sure if it was word for word or anything, but I did read that where he made it. So, obviously, like you said, he's thinking about it. He's looking ahead after this season. Like Do you think that that's going to be a problem for him to concentrate on this season?
I don't think it's going to be a problem for him to concentrate on this season because he got CD Lamb back. I know he was one of the ones that was pushing for that. I was listening to ESPN radio, and they was talking about, Dak been pushing for them to sign CD Lamb. They went to the front office and everything. You know what I mean? So but what scares me is our running back core. It's pretty scary, man. I'm not too happy about it. I'm not excited about it. The running back core is really scary.
Yeah,
So
that
here,
they are.
I got a question for you, and you are, you're not biased. You're a realist, just like I am. And we all know we all know that idiot with the long hair on First Things First, who's a Kansas City Chiefs fan, he's a known Eagles hater. He's got the Eagles finishing third behind the Cowboys and the Commanders. I'll give it the Cowboys because, again, the Cowboys won the division. I sit there and say it's your division to lose until you lose it. I cannot get on board with this long-haired moron who has the Commanders with Jaden Daniels being better than the Eagles, who legitimately have probably the top offense on paper in the NFL, other than a team led by Kansas City because they have Patrick Mahomes, and he's absolutely ridiculous. Mahomes. I can't see how you have. When I look at the Eagles, and listen, the Eagles' glaring defense, their glaring weakness right now is their defense because of James Bradbury. We know that. We all know that. No one's sitting here saying James Bradbury is he might get cut. But offensive line, it's the Eagles, not by a lot, because the Dallas has a good stud in Guyton, and they have a good center in Beebe, but they're rookies.
Yeah.
Our team isn't rookies. When I go on the other side, I look at Devontae Smith and I look at Brandon Cooks. I look at Jalen Tolbert. I look at Jahan Dotson, which, by the way, again, to you idiot Cowboys fans, not you, to you Cowboys fans, it's a third and a fifth round pick for a guy that we need to get 500 yards from. And just like I said to Eric, the Redskins signed Zachary Alamanez. I can't say his name, from the Eagles last year. He is now the number 2 receiver. So if he has a decent year, the Eagles will get a compensation pick for that because they send him as a free agent. I sit there and think how he does shit like this, as Eric has said in the past. He thinks about shit in the future.
Well,
AJ Brown and CeeDee Lamb. Clearly it's CeeDee Lamb. I'm not taking anything away from AJ Brown. But CeeDee Lamb's the second best receiver in Major League Baseball. I got the Phillies on. He's the second best. He's the second best receiver in the NFL behind Justin Jefferson. And then quarterback, it could really go either way. It depends which Jalen we're getting. But let's not forget when it comes to the playoffs. Again, Jalen Hurts went toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. We have a different coordinator who he's getting love from everybody except the Cowboys fan base, because the Cowboys fan base knows everything. I get that. And then when you go to tight end and you go Jake Ferguson or Dallas Goedert, I'm going to go Ferguson just based on the fact that Dallas Goedert can't stay healthy. It's just if he's healthy, it's Goddard all the way. And don't get me started on running back, because don't. I'm not even going to go there. I don't need to go there. So for certain Cowboy fans and for certain Eagles haters to have the Eagles third, not even second, it just shows once again that anybody has a voice. Anybody has a voice, and they shouldn't have a voice. They should be fired on the spot, or just like where is it going? I would have more respect. As much as I hate and can't despise Skip Bayless, he is true. I am a hater. I am this. I am. That's why I'm picking that, and that's why I have a little bit of respect for Skip Bayless. I can't take the long-haired moron from First Things First. Serious, I can't. I can't.
Who you talking about, Nick? You talking about Nick?
Yeah, stupid Nick Wright with his stupid beard, his stupid hair. He turned around and said that the Saints would have beat the Eagles in an NFC Championship game. The Saints, who weren't good enough to beat the Vikings, were going to come into Philadelphia and beat the shit out of the Phillies or beat the shit out of the Eagles. Like, shut up, dude. Just say you're a hater. That's all. I need him to say it, and then I'll respect him. But until then, I see all the blurs because I'm on X, and I just, I can't take them seriously. And we won.
Well, I just think people should be scared of Philly. Because what I think about the Dotson trade is I think that Washington was, as Mike Tyson said, that's ludicrous. You know what I mean? That was ludicrous to get rid of Dotson, man. Dotson, yeah. People is expecting him to get 50 receptions, 500 yards, but I think he'll get 65 receptions for 750 yards. Just because on how y'all know how to spread it out, just because you can switch him and Devontae back and forth from the slot to the wide out, you can switch them because both of them are very quick and very agile. So I just really think that was a brilliant move for your offense. And I just think, man, that if Saquon stay healthy, man. If he can stay healthy, man, and the way he can run the ball, the way he can shoot through the gap, and the way he can catch the ball out the backfield, it's gonna be a problem, man. It's gonna be a major problem. Now, I haven't paid too much about y'all secondary and who y'all picked up in the secondary. How is y'all secondary looking this year?
Well, with our secondary, it's like Chris was saying, the big the black sheep in the room for the secondary is James Bradbury. He's there. He's not getting first team reps. He's getting second team reps. And like Chris said, he's on the verge of possibly getting cut by 4:00 tomorrow. We got Darius Slay.
Is that the cut down day tomorrow?
Yep, tomorrow, 4 p.m. They have to get to 53. But we had in the draft, we had our two draft picks, Quentin Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, or DeJean, however you want to say his name.
You were right. Well, DeJean.
Yeah. DeJean. Cooper actually played in the last preseason game because he'd gotten hurt during camp and he'd missed the first two preseason games. But he looked really good in the snaps that he got. They even threw him out there as for a punt return. Quentin Mitchell, everything that I've read and from videos I've seen, he's been really good in camp and during preseason. So there's a lot of promise on the secondary side of the football. And I'm fine with that. I'm so fine with that, to be quite honest with you. Where I'm having some some issues. I need to see more this year out of Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. I need to see more out of them. They're coming into their third seasons, and we really need to see more out of them. Or their second seasons. I forget what it is. It's either second or third, but
the second season.
I know there's been a lot of talk about Nolan Smith, because right away in this city here, like I hear it, listen to the sports talk radio here in Philly, people right away, they're already like trying to say, well, look at Brandon Graham. It took him a while. And I'm like, well, I'm not comparing this kid to Brandon Graham. I'm just not doing that. Jalen Carter, that's the one that I really need to see a lot out of. Like this is it. He's got to step up and be that monster in the middle, on that line. He has to.
So I just be wondering, would Philly ever see two other players with these younger guys that's playing now? Would we ever see a Jerome Brown and a Reggie White again?
Oh, that's a yeah, that's a. I'm never willing to put a tag like that on anybody. I mean, I know these analysts and all that stuff. You know, these draft guys, which I'm one of those draft guys. But I can't put that on somebody. I can't put that juju on anybody where it's like, oh, are you going to be the next Reggie? What you know what I mean? I can't do that to them.
Yeah.
But with that, like Jalen Carter, you never know. The kid just has the talent. He's
He
got the
does.
ability. You know, I mean, the kid is freakishly fast for a guy his size, which to your comparison or your question, Reggie White was a freak with his speed for a guy his size in that time. So it it happens. Generational. There's guys that are like that, you know, where all of a sudden, boom, they hit the scene and it's like you've never seen anything like it before. I mean, look at how
Right.
Lawrence Taylor revolutionized the linebacker position.
That's true.
Right,
You
and like I
know?
said, and that goes back to how you just said with Reggie White and Jerome Brown. It'll never happen again. But the whole Micah Parsons, Lawrence Taylor thing. Like I like Micah Parsons, but he's not Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor
No.
never disappeared. Lawrence Taylor never disappeared at the end of the season, like Micah Parsons has. And now whether that's fatigue or getting double teamed all year, that's it. That is what it is. But then that comes down to also coaching. Like if you see your guy getting double teamed, he's getting fatigued, then you have to come up with a different scheme to get him in there. I'm tired of the Micah Parsons and Lawrence Taylor comparisons. Like it's a completely different game than now, as opposed to when
The 80s.
yeah, 80s and 40 years later. It's a completely different game. Like, come on. There are linemen who are 6'6", 360 pounds who are running 4.5s, 4.6s, and 4.7s. That shit did not happen in the 80s.
No. They was just really, really strong and really can move you out the way. They
That's
definitely
exactly what it
wasn't.
was.
Yeah, they definitely wasn't that fast.
Yeah, and that was the thing. They weren't fast. And that was the thing. Reggie was fast and he was strong. He'd hit you with that swing move, and it's like, what the hell just happened? Like there was like Reggie, when Reggie was on the Packers, there was a play where Chris Carter lined up in the backfield, and the coach called him. The play was to call for Chris Carter to block Reggie White. How is that not an audible out? He
That's
literally
the same
took Chris.
play.
He took Chris Carter and threw him into the quarterback. I think it was Culpepper.
Yeah, he threw him like almost
Threw
like 40
him.
yards. He threw
him.
him. To this day,
Like-
Chris Carter even talks about that. He's like, I don't know what they were thinking. He's like, but I knew I had wings.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Like at what point you got to be like, hey, that's Reggie White on the other side, right? Because just block him, chip him. Chip him with what? A truck?
That's some
Here.
That's some delusional play calling, man.
That's just trying to be smarter than everybody. Here's the play. Here's the play in question.
Have gone for touchdown. Play action made by Warren Moon. He's in a little bit of trouble. And the play is going to be made by Reggie White. He just bowled over the blocker and continued on to the quarterback. And two All-Pros drifted inside the 5. They're going to mark his.
Sorry, Warren
That was
Moon.
Warren Moon.
Well, yeah.
He threw him 5 to 7, 8 yards back, and then moved him out of the way and went and sacked Moon. Nah, I am not blocking Reggie White. I'm a wide receiver. I am fast. I am not blocking him. Audible that shit.
So Jacob, late word today. I was on X, and someone reported that Dalvin Cook was on his way out to Dallas for a tryout.
I heard that. Yeah. They was talking about that about 2 weeks ago. That Dalvin Cook said he would love to play for Dallas.
Yeah, he was on his way out there for a tryout, and it's like, I mean, that would if he's got anything left in the tank, that'd be great. I mean, last year he didn't look like he did, but you never know. Running behind that offensive line.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I mean, but why is it taking until almost week 1? Almost.
Oh, I
You know,
know.
the preseason-
That's what I just said. That's what I just said. No, it looked
Yeah,
like last year, like he didn't have anything left. But I mean, what does Dallas have right now? I mean, Chris, I sent you that video of Zeke running
Guys,
through
like,
the.
oh my God, he ran through the things. It was like me
He's-
running through something.
He screamed. I was like, wow. Like,
He old, man.
screamed. Yeah, he's
He
definitely
old. He old and beat up. You know.
Those knees, man, they taken a pounding.
But,
Oh.
you know,
So this is a mistake that Jerry made. Jerry should have signed Gilmore back. I was really upset when he didn't sign Gilmore back.
I'm so happy.
Even though
I'm so happy he didn't. I'm not gonna lie. I was tired of that dude.
yeah, because he is a shutdown corner, man. For sure he is, man. So let me ask you guys a question, man. When it comes to, you know, I was listening to Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. this morning, and they was talking about Lamar be so close, but he yet so far. So, what is your take on that? Do you think he'll ever be able to beat Patrick Mahomes?
No,
Lamar?
no.
No, Lamar. Look, the kid is good, but he's just not on the field enough for me. I mean, I don't think he'll ever beat Mahomes. I really don't. I mean,
Listen,
he can, but
I think there's
don't
only
think-
one quarterback in the AFC who can beat Mahomes.
Joe Burrow.
Yep.
Joe blow the level, man. Yep. So man, is Nick Sirianni in the hot seat or no?
Yes.
oh god, yes.
But
Absolutely.
again, but again,
for
it
the
goes
love,
back-
but
but
for the
it-
love of God, why?
because it's Philadelphia, and no one hates Philadelphia sports more than the Philadelphia sports media. They are miserable. Like Philadelphia sports fans are the worst at times, and we're getting better because the old grumpy people from the 60s, the 70s, and 80s are starting to not be here anymore. Let's be realistic.
Okay.
They're not.
Okay.
So there's no more negativity. There's still some kicking around. Now, listen, I think he's in the hot seat. Again, it depends what he does this year. It depends, injuries and everything else. But listen, at the end of the day, he's made the playoffs every year he's been here. Took the
Yeah,
team to
from
the
what?
championship. Took
From-
to the team.
from-
Took the team to the Super Bowl. Made a
Yeah,
mistake
man.
made a mistake with the coordinators last year. He's not the first one to do it, but it's Philadelphia media, and we're so ruthless and so brutal. At the end of the day, you look at the Patriots. Belichick didn't run that offense. He ran the
No.
defense, and he did it sparingly. He was the coach. He's got to keep the players in line. Like that's it. Like there's no other way. That's it. And again, I hate that he's on the hot seat. Should he be? No, but yeah, it's just I don't
I just think
understand
that-
why. I don't
think that's
understand why.
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous because look at Andy Reid
Hmm,
Right.
in his year.
yeah.
Like we're gonna say
Yeah.
we waited 52 years for a goddamn Super Bowl, and we're gonna be obnoxious and impatient with getting another one because we liked how it tasted. And get out. And but then here's the thing: if you're gonna fire Sirianni, he's gonna get hired. Someone's gonna hire him.
Yeah,
He could
fast.
listen. He could go right to Dallas if McCarthy
Yeah.
doesn't succeed and we fire him.
Yeah, man. He
Listen,
to me, I think he top 5 coach in the NFL. If you ask me,
I think I always sit there and say, I said when it comes to coaches when it comes to coordinators. There are some there are some people who are good coaches and not good coordinators. And there are coordinators who are good coordinators and not coaches. For me, I wouldn't let Josh McDaniel run my NFL team on franchise mode in Madden. I'd let him run my offense. Wouldn't let him run my team.
Right.
Kellen Moore is getting a lot of hate from the Dallas Cowboys fan base, but they averaged 28 points a game when he was there. You don't hear that. You hear about the negatives, and that's just the way sports is. He's probably a better coordinator. Vic Fangio, better defensive coordinator. Nick Sirianni, he might be a better head coach than a coordinator because he knows how to fit how to get the players. Not everybody knows how to. Not everybody knows how to talk to players. Perfect example is Chip Kelly. I wouldn't let Chip Kelly run my college franchise, my NFL franchise, my Sandlot football team, my kids' flag football team, and the flag football team I wouldn't let him coach.
So maybe let me ask you guys another question. Who's the most overrated quarterback in the NFL?
Ooh, Patrick Mahomes.
I'm gonna say Justin Herbert.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I gotta address something. You shut your mouth. I don't want Chip Kelly. I do not.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth, Mikey Anderchuk.
He's banned.
He's a Dallas fan. And you know what?
Banned.
Like Mike's saying that Dak's overrated. And I want to agree, but I also think Dak should have won MVP last year.
I can't agree with Dak is overrated, man, because for up until 10 games into last year, I heard all these commentators, Justin Herbert, they act like Justin Herbert was the newcomer to price. Justin Herbert this, Justin Herbert that.
I am not going to sit here and let you besmirch Justin Herbert's name based on the fact that he had one of the dumbest head coaches in NFL history. Dumbest in history, not one season, history. All they had to do was play for a tie 2 years ago at the end of the season. They had to tie. The Raiders were saying we're tying it. And they were like, nah, we're going to accept the penalty. You idiot. So I am not going to let you. That can be your opinion. I mean, if we're going based on contract alone, it's Daniel Jones. Like, come on. It's Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm going Daniel Jones with the most overrated. I don't
know, man. I just ain't consider Daniel Jones as a quarterback. When we talking about quarterbacks, like he just never crossed my mind. He's just somebody back there taking snaps and wiping the ball out with a towel.
I got a stat for you that I wrote down. Because I did my notes today, and I was like, is CD gonna sign? And of course he signs. And then right. I was a little concerned that the Eagles offense again didn't play a single preseason snap. Which whatever. But the Giants didn't throw one single passing touchdown this preseason. One. And then I'm going to let Eric segue that into the stat he sent me about a Dallas backup quarterback.
Oh, geez. Oh, man. I sent it to him today, Jacob. It was, I want to know right now, when did this become a thing? When did they start keeping track of preseason stats?
Probably when Chip Kelly was here in 2014 and we won the preseason Super Bowl when we were 4-0 and we're just rolling on teams. We had Sam No Knees Bradford.
Okay, because I follow a Twitter account or an X account. This guy is on point. He works for 33 the 33team.com. He's awesome. And he put a thing out today. It says, strange but true. Cowboys quarterback Trey Lance led all players in passing and rushing yards in the 2024 preseason. And right away in his comment section, it was Trey Lance 2025 starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Like, people are literally taking what he's saying to heart.
Yeah, I
And
know. They asked Jerry about that, man. They said, "Do you think it was a mistake signing Trey Lance?" He said, "No. Trey Lance got a chance to sit back behind Dak and be developed." He was like, "Trey Lance can be the future for someone, you know. Not saying he will be it for the Dallas Cowboys, but he can be a good future for someone." He
see,
said, "You
when they
see."
traded for him, that was the first thing I thought of was, are they setting themselves up just in case they can't re-sign Dak and give this kid 1-2 years to be in their system and
Mhm.
learn and that kind of stuff and grow? And I thought, there's no way that can be possible. And then I read that tweet today, and I thought, oh man, please, like, part of me says that would be the greatest thing that ever happened, but
I wouldn't. Sorry, I wouldn't let Trey Lance is terrible. I texted you. He was throwing interceptions to dudes who are gonna be working at Aldi and Wawa later on this week.
Oh man, he had one bad preseason game. There you go, bro.
hey, Chris, stay on real quick. I gotta run. I'll be right back.
He had one bad. He had one bad. He threw 5 interceptions.
I say he had one bad preseason game, brother. That's what I said, man. One bad preseason game. That was a horrible game for him. But what I'm saying, man, is he ain't horrible as what's the quarterback that played for the Jets last year? He's no way horrible as that guy.
Zach Wilson.
Yeah, man. Oh my God, man. You know,
go ahead.
They say Zach Wilson couldn't get nothing going because he's sleeping with the teammate's mama. Oh man.
So what are your predictions for your Dallas Cowboys?
I say we can win between 11 and 12 ball games this year.
Are they going to be convincing, or are they going to be? What are they going to be? Or are they going to be team wins, defensive wins? Because we all know how they go, and then you just there's 10, 11 wins. How are they going to be?
I can't even answer that, man. I can say this right here, man. With the Dallas Cowboys lose games if they don't get blown out. They always lose games in the fourth quarter. Like, they'll be playing good until about 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and just the defense is shut down. Like, people blame Dak a lot, but man, the defense lost a lot of games for us, man. In the last 5 or 6 years, the defense lost a lot of games for the Cowboys, man.
I mean, listen, you go on Twitter. Let's go on Twitter. Let's see what we got. We got obviously Ernie, the Cowboy fan. He actually agrees with the Eagles being the third team because the Eagles are cooked. Don't know how the Eagles are cooked. What else is there? I'm trying to think. Then of course Aaron's attacking Eagles fans because tell me you don't understand the salary cap without telling me you don't understand the salary caps. Cowboys have more space now that Lamb signed long term, which isn't true because you're going to sign Dak. If you re-sign Dak, it's going to be for next year. And is it going to be a 4-year deal? Because then it then goes into when CeeDee Lamb's deal starts to hit the cap. It's a reaction from your fan base, thinking once again that they're going to have more money when they don't.
No, but you know how Jerry do. Jerry will go find some money from somewhere.
How?
I don't know. The Cowboys ain't having no money this year, bro. I didn't think they was gonna get CeeDee Lamb no $136 million, bro. I didn't think that. Did you think he
just listen? I'm telling you right now. Listen, I have nothing but respect for this and that, the Cowboys, and I don't have respect for your fan base. I really don't. Like, they're the most
nobody does
worst fans in the world, and that's coming from a fan base that has beaten people up for being stupidity, for being stupid. It's actually nauseating how annoying your fans are, and the fact that people follow certain people on the app. And again, I don't follow them. They just come off because, hey, somebody retweeted this and this and that. I just think it's stupid. I just think it's stupid. Like I said, the one thing I do like about the Twitter app or X app is making fun of your fan base has never been easier. The easiest I can do. It's they're so stupid and they're so ignorant. I really think they just look at names. They don't look at stats. They don't look at, they don't look at it all. They just see that star and they think, hey, everybody wants to play for the Dallas Cowboys. If everybody wants to play for the Dallas Cowboys, you'd have the best running back. You'd have the best receiver. You'd have the best quarterback. You'd have the best defensive back. You'd have the best linebacker. You'd have the best D end, and you'd have the best defensive tackle.
Hey, Chris, but you got it. But you have to admit, man. I mean, this is true, but you got to admit, the Cowboys fan make the whole season interesting. That's all. You know what I mean? It made the whole season interesting.
And listen. One of the things about playing in Dallas is no income state tax. God damn, like I don't. So you think about that. Income state would be, you get so much more money, and there are still players like, nah, I'm not going there. Nope, I'm out. I'll murder their fans. Nope.
But see, the Cowboys.
They're like, I don't want to become a meme. I'm done. I'm not getting made fun of.
The Cowboys might have annoying fans, but the Philadelphia Eagles got fans that's bullies.
We're the worst. I've already said we're the worst. I've acknowledged that we're the worst. I've acknowledged. You got your fans act. Your fans act like your fans act like they're the best thing since sliced bread. There's like five or six of you. There's like 5 or 6 of you I wouldn't spit on, and I won't even spit on them. There's 5 or 6 I wouldn't, like, just if I saw them. They're the most irritating, disgusting human beings in the world. And then I look at my fan base, who just, like, I've never been so angry at my team to want to fight somebody. No, like, I'm walking away from it. And my fans, and Eric will tell you, he calls them idiot Delphians. I don't even know what they're called. I forget what he called them. He coined this phrase in 2019. He coined the phrase in 2019 when we started it. I don't know why it's not trademarked. But listen, we call out our fans. You guys don't. You guys roll with it. We're the best fans. We're this, we're that. Nah, you're the best brand. You're not the best fans. And that's all Jerry is worried about, is the brand. Because if he was worried about the fans and the team, he wouldn't be the GM. He would call Howie Roseman and be like, here is the keys to the castle. How much do you want? I'll get you a car, a limo, your own jet. Like, there's GMs who could turn Dallas into a winning franchise. Like, again, a winning franchise.
Why he ain't make Jimmy Johnson the GM?
Jimmy Johnson's a little. Wait, you talking about back in the day?
Now, bro.
Jimmy Johnson's too old. He's not going to do that. He's still stuck in his old school ways. Yeah, in my opinion. I could be wrong.
Jimmy Johnson almost had a heart attack on air when he got the call to the hall. He couldn't even talk. He was like, they were like, "Are you all right, coach?"
Well, man, I just think it's going to be an interesting season. I'm super excited for it, man. I can't wait. Sunday is coming. And boy, let the shenanigans begin.
See, and for me, it's on Monday. I have my fantasy football draft, so I am super excited. Like I can taste it. It's ready. I'm good. I can't wait.
And so Chris, I'm gonna tell you who else got annoying fans. I really hate the 49ers fans, man. I hate them with a passion.
They're the worst.
Oh,
Please.
oh,
Oh God. Like, and I don't, honestly, I'll tell you right now, I don't know who's dumber between all three fan bases. Let's say right now, I don't know. Me and Eric went to the game last year. We literally sat behind the 49ers benches. It was their Super Bowl because they went nuts. And I'm arguing with fans the whole game. And I'm like, literally, there's like 3 minutes left and they're still talking. I'm like, you're up by 30. What do you want me to say? I'm in agreement with you. You handed us our ass. The Eagles got smacked around that day and they never recovered. I hope 2020, like 2024. I was like, nah, they're gonna recover. Nah, they were still spitting out that 49ers gold at the end of that Tampa Bay playoff game. They never recovered. And like I sat there and I said, like, what do you want me to say? Yeah, you beat the snot out of the Philadelphia Eagles. I was wrong. You were right. And they're still going. I'm like, do you know how stupid you are right now? Like, you're dumb. Like, I'm giving you the props and you're still arguing with me.
Right.
And then and then Eric, I've never seen so angry in my life. Ever.
I can't even imagine seeing Eric angry.
What?
I can't imagine. I can't imagine seeing you angry, man. You
Look, there's not much that really gets me pissed. Okay, and when it's bad enough that I'm sitting there watching my team getting destroyed, I'm pissed off enough as is.
As
Right.
Debo Samuel ran through 9 Eagles.
Yeah. And this dude that was like 2 rows in front of us, I was about to go over the couple rows in front of us, and I was about to drop kick him. Like Chris was looking at me like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "No, I am not all right." I was mad. It takes a lot to get me mad. It really does. I am one of the most laid back people there are that can be. It's just some things just get me mad. Stupidity is one of them, and 49ers fans are the other. Although I have to admit, there is one Dallas Cowboys fan that Chris and I are associated with from chat groups where I've told Chris that if I ever saw this guy on the street, on site, I'm knocking him the fuck out. On site, I am just walking up to him and knocking him out.
man, you are wild.
Ooh.
Oh man.
That dude from NFL First Down. I forget his name now, but he's that little fat looking thing. The one where I told him, the one
Chris.
where the one, yeah,
Chris.
the one where I asked if how his kids like their new stepdad.
Oh
Because him
wow.
and his wife got divorced. Yeah, him and his wife got divorced, and I said to him like,
I forgot
said to him,
about that dude.
"Oh, I
Oh
haven't.
man.
I know what he looks like. It's up here. I got him. I see him. Yeah, on fucking site. That's it."
As you can see,
Well,
he's very adamant about it.
I see. Well, I got one last question, fellas. One last question.
What's that?
What do you guys predict from the Jets this year in Aaron Rodgers?
Ooh, that's a good one, man. That's a real good one. I mean, that defense is really good. I really like that defense. I think Aaron Rodgers has the talent to be Aaron Rodgers, but he is another year older, coming off a major surgery, and it's a tough call for me. I mean, I don't want to count the guy out, but at the same time, at some point, age has to take over. So
Okay.
for me, that's tough.
Chris?
They're an 11-6 team. They could win
Are
the
they?
East because they're 10-16, 10-17. As long as Rodgers stays healthy, yeah, they have that defense and everything else. But I mean, we don't know what that dude Thomas Saleh is or whatever, how good of a coach he really is. Aaron Rodgers could be. Aaron Rodgers is messed up in the head. He gets hit
nuts.
the wrong. He gets hit the wrong way. They're gonna have a concussion because they're gonna know where the brain is. They'll know where it's at.
Yeah,
He's gonna.
I am not granting the Jets anything until again it goes back to it's the Bills division to lose.
Yeah,
the
that
Bills.
is.
Who is Josh throwing the ball to this year though?
Dalton Kincaid.
You know what? I
Shakir
honestly
Shazier.
don't even know who his wide receivers are. I really don't.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man.
Yeah, it really is. It's really going to be interesting. But yeah, I honestly don't know who his wide receivers are. I really don't.
Two is one hit away from
what?
dying.
Oh yeah, yeah. You hit him one more time, and he's throwing up crip signs on the ground because he's going to be friggin' done.
Man, Lord have mercy.
Lord.
Lord. Yeah, man, because he's been hit a lot, man. And actually, Matthew Stafford's wife want him to retire because he had 3 or 4 concussions in Detroit, and he's had 3 since he's been in LA.
I don't know. Listen, he won a Super Bowl. I don't know why he ain't retire.
Yeah. There's no reason for that guy to keep playing. There really isn't.
Nah.
And I mean, in this situation, I kind of agree with his wife. Like, what do you have left to prove? Like, literally, what do you have left to prove? And didn't he miss like a bunch of time last year because he had a shoulder injury?
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah, on his throwing shoulder. Yeah, Carson Wentz was on that team, who's now on the Kansas City Chiefs backing up Mahomes.
I swear to God, he wins another goddamn Super Bowl as a backup. It's going to be awesome.
Listen, man, Carson Wentz, for some reason, he can get paid. And for some reason, don't know quarterback get paid like third cousins.
Well, the thing is with Carson Wentz, he's honestly I still think he's a good quarterback. He's just no longer a starter. He lost that edge.
Yeah, I think people forget how good a prime Carson Wentz was.
Oh, he was. Yeah, he was, bro. He was. He really was.
He really was. And
he got hit so hard in 2019, he forgot how to play football, which is wild.
Yeah. And like we in our show that we did, the first show of the season we were talking about Carson Wentz and going to Kansas City and how that is possibly the best scenario anywhere for him to go. I mean, look what happened to Nick Foles. The guy was about to retire from football, went to Kansas City. He refound the love for the game. He found something in himself that he wanted to keep playing, wound up coming back to Philly, made history here, and then he bounced around a little bit. But
yeah.
I can honestly see Carson Wentz really going to be coached by Andy Reid. It's probably the best decision that he's ever made for his career at this point.
Listen, Andy Reid's the best quarterback coach in the NFL.
Yeah,
there's nothing you can say to anybody to make me believe that. And listen, there's no pressure because listen, he goes to Kansas City, he leads them to whatever. Like Mahomes, God forbid, he gets hurt. Like there's really no pressure. They already got 3 Super Bowls. It's very hard to win in the NFL. There's no pressure. If he wins 1 or 2 playoff games, it's like, oh well, this guy's still got it. He probably may play himself into a contract.
Right.
Like, who's to say? Oh my God! Who's to say? For the love of God, I can't even believe I'm throwing this out into the air.
Oh Jesus.
I'm going to give you a wild prediction for 2025.
Oh no. Okay.
Dak Prescott's a New York Giant, and Carson Wentz is a Dallas Cowboy.
Oh my.
I hate you, Chris Lahiff.
Man, I'm done. I'm done.
Write that down.
Yeah,
How wild would that be in the NFC East?
that
would.
is the hot take of all hot takes right now.
Yeah.
That shit's on
Yeah.
fire. This
Yeah.
clip needs to be down. This clip needs to be downloaded so that we have this, Eric.
Oh,
'Cause
I'm absolutely.
If I call that, I'm going out with hot takes for the rest of the year.
Dude, I'm
But
telling you,
Dak,
oh.
if Dak Prescott end up in New York and Winston end up in Dallas, wow.
I would absolutely just number two myself. I would. I would. I wouldn't know what else to do. That is seriously like the
Guys, I'll be
greatest
right
hot take. Okay. Yeah, that is seriously like the greatest hot take ever.
Yeah.
Could
Yeah,
you
yeah,
could you imagine that? Holy
No, I can't.
shit.
No.
Well, I mean, I can imagine you wouldn't want to see Carson Wentz in a Dallas uniform as the starting QB1. But just imagine sitting there as a Dallas fan seeing Dak Prescott go to the Giants.
Sorry, my dog was going nuts. It was barking at the vacuum. I was making sure no one broke into my house.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, man, but that would be nuts, man. That would be nuts. So
Listen,
But-
like if there's so much money coming off the books in New York next year, and the things are going up. They come crazy. Like,
yeah.
Mm.
So, but stranger things have happened. So you never know, man. But
That
but
is the
fellas,
truth.
I definitely enjoy.
or he's going to be a Raider. Those are your two.
Yeah, cause I know Antonio Pierce like Dak Prescott.
Right. All right. Well, we've been on for over an hour, guys. I think it's about time we close the show down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. I appreciate y'all having me once again, man.
Hold on. What is your prediction for the?
Anytime.
Hold on. What is your prediction for the Eagles, Jacob?
The Eagles gonna win 13 ball games this year, man.
Okay. I'm not doing a schedule thing because I did that. We did that last year, and I was so aggravated because I was doing so good, and then 49ers game happened, and we forgot how to play football.
I just think their team is too stacked, man. If the chemistry is there, man, it's gonna be hard to beat them, bro. Really hard.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. If they're one unit, if they're all together and they're buying into this system, then it's going to be tough. And I'm not just saying that because they're my team. They will be tough if they get back to that level. They really will.
I already have friends. I already got some friends that predicted that we're gonna see a Chiefs and Eagles Super Bowl again. I have like seven friends that predicted that already.
I mean, to tell you the truth, I would absolutely love it because I'm all about the revenge factor. Like when we played New England, even though we had Foles as the quarterback, I was like, we're going to win. This is the second go round. We're going to do it. This is it. I'm still waiting for a few years from now where there's the rubber match, Eagles versus New England again. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for that rubber match. But all right,
so
everyone.
we shall see though, man. Football starts Sunday, man, and as I said again, let the shenanigans begin.
Yes, sir. You know where to find us, and we know where to find you, my friend.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a wonderful night.
You too, man. All right.
Take us out, Eric.
All right, everyone. Thank you once again for watching the Philly podcast presented by CEVsports.com. La Terrain Watches, who I forgot to mention earlier, The Monkey's Uncle, and Back to 99 Productions. Thank you once again to our guest, Jacob the Great. Check him out on his 95 South podcast with our friend Icon E and the rest of the crew at the Village Global Network. Everyone, peace out and have a good night.
Peace.
You want Philly?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's easy to sum it up. We talking about practice.
Because it's about as casual as it gets. What's the problem now?
That's a clown question, bro. I think we ought to send a beat in at least.